It's time again for another video review. This time, the BlackBerry Z10. I've had this phone for a little over a month now, and I'm very impressed so far. I absolutely love BlackBerry 10. I switched from my 9930, which died about 3 days after my dad got his Z10, and he ended up giving me his Z10, going back to a Storm 2, and thankfully I was able to attend BlackBerry Live and get a free Z10 for him so he could upgrade off of OS 5 and get onto the latest and greatest thing. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right into the review of the BlackBerry Z10. First off, the most obvious thing of this phone is how to unlock it. Now most phones you press the unlock button, the Z10's is at the top, exactly like the 9930 was, so you can press that and your screen will pop up. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, the really cool thing about the BlackBerry Z10 is that you don't have to press anything. You just put your finger down here in this bar where it says BlackBerry and you slide up. Your phone will automatically turn on and unlock. Overall, the way that this phone looks is absolutely beautiful. On one side you have the two plugins. The top you have the headphone jack and the lock button. On the other side you have the volume rockers here along with the play, pause, or mute button depending on what you're doing. And the bottom here has the speaker. Now the back is very cool on the black Z10. I can't say the same for the white one in that it's texturized. So when you're holding it, it feels firm in your hand and it doesn't feel like you're going to drop the phone and break it. One of the best things about the BlackBerry Z10 is the hub. Now this is where all of your messages are stored. Your texts, emails, BBMs, if you have Facebook and Twitter connected, they'll also show up in there. The great thing about that is you can choose what you want to be in your hub. For example, if you don't want work emails showing up, you can choose to take them out of the hub and they will just be in a separate section. If you slide your finger over, you have here your choice of what you want included in there. Active frames are another very cool thing about the BlackBerry Z10. They are the apps that are currently open and running on your phone, and you can have up to 8 of them going at one time. I found that I rarely need more than 4 going because I have the hub, so I don't need things to keep running in the background. Active frames are very easy to get to. If you're in the hub, all you have to do is slide to the side and they'll show up. Otherwise, if you're anywhere else in your navigation screen, if you're in the 5th page of apps, if you're in the 1st page, all you have to do is slide up and it'll bring you to your current active open frames. One of the cool things about the active frames that's on the phone is that when you have an app open and you minimize it, it'll take a few seconds, but then it will change and show you a more condensed version of that app. For example, I was in Calendar, I minimized it, and it shows me upcoming events as opposed to just showing me the entire month. Another very cool app that's new to BlackBerry 10 is StoryMaker. Now, StoryMaker is an app that allows you to take pictures and videos from your BlackBerry Z10 and make them into a slideshow. You can incorporate music into the background and it creates a very cool presentation. Now, all you have to do in order to get started is click Create a New Story. Then you can choose whichever pictures you want. You just go into the folder that you've chosen. You pick a few pictures. For example, I'm picking pictures from my Instagram. You hit Next up at the top. You can choose any music from what you have on your device, which is very easy, very convenient. So we'll just choose something from here. And you hit Next again. Then a screen pops up that lets you customize it. It lets you give it a title, who the author is, what date it was made, and what it includes. You click Done, and it automatically starts creating it for you. The very cool thing about this is that you can also add effects, and depending on the different kind of effect that you select, it will automatically render everything and make it into the new StoryMaker app. So you can see that it's just starting to pull in all those pictures that I chose, and it's playing the music in the background. It's a very cool app, and then at the end it tells you who made it. In the beginning it tells you, of course, what it's about and everything. So that's a very cool new app that I love to use. So coming from a BlackBerry Bold 9930, I was really nervous about how I was going to react to not having a physical keyboard. I always told myself that I would never get a full touchscreen. I would always have a keyboard no matter what. The keyboard on the BlackBerry Z10 is absolutely incredible. I had seen videos demonstrating the flick typing, how you would just swipe up a word and it would go into your keyboard, and I thought it was very cool, but I didn't understand how beneficial it would be until I actually used it. The best thing about this keyboard is that I can basically mash my fingers on the keyboard and it knows what I'm typing. It doesn't matter how many mistakes I make, it always seems to correct it and keep going with what I'm thinking. Another cool thing about the keyboard is all of the tips and tricks that you can do in order to erase words, add them in, get to symbols, anything like that. There's a gesture for it. For example, if you have typed hey into the box and you don't actually want to say that, all you have to do is swipe backwards and it erases it. One finger will get rid of one word, two fingers will get rid of two words, etc., etc. Also, if you're trying to get to symbols and you just want to use one symbol, for example, all you have to do is swipe down and it will give you the symbols list. You can swipe down again and it'll give you the next options. And one more time will bring you back to the QWERTY keyboard. The BlackBerry Z10 has all of these great new features, and one of the best things that I like is the front-facing camera. And the camera in general is an absolute pleasure. I am so glad that they upgraded the camera from the 9930, because the 9930 camera was not something that I like to take pictures with. Now, I take pictures of everything, I document everything that's going on in my life, and I share them with my friends and family and everything, and so I was really excited to see all of the upgrades with this camera. And one of the very cool things is that you can now access the camera from the lock screen. Because you don't have any convenience keys on the side, they make it very convenient to get to whatever you want to get to. So for example, if you're trying to get to the camera, all you have to do is get to the lock screen here, and you see the camera button down in the corner. All you have to do is press that and hold it, and it will bring up the camera application. Up here it gives you an option of video recording, a camera, or time shift. Two of the BlackBerry products that I got recently for my Z10 that I really love are the battery bundle and the mini speaker. Now, the battery bundle comes with an extra battery, which is very useful if you want to swap them out. And what this is you plug your data cable into the bottom here and it charges the battery. But it can also charge your phone at the same time because it has a cord that pops out that plugs right into your phone. Also, if you don't have access to a wall outlet, maybe you're camping or something, I don't know why people camp, whatever, anyway, you can plug this straight into your phone and it will start charging it depending on how much power is in the battery that's in here. Now, that's very easy to check by pressing this button here. A light will come on and it'll either be green, yellow, or red depending on how much juice you have left in the battery, and it'll tell you, and it will charge your battery almost all the way before the battery in here completely dies. The fact that they kept the removable battery for this is something that I absolutely love. When I'm at work, all I have to do is pop in a new battery and I'm ready to go. The reboot time is under a minute, and so it's not a big deal to switch batteries anymore. Another product that I love that isn't specifically for the Z10 is the BlackBerry mini speaker. Now, this can be used with any device that has Bluetooth, and it's a little speaker, but it's very powerful. The sound can get really loud, and no matter what volume it's at, the sound is great. BlackBerry 10 is by far the best OS that they've released, and the fact that they built it from the ground up and they didn't include anything from any previous OSs is absolutely fantastic. The BlackBerry Z10 is by far my favorite BlackBerry that I've used. Although I was a little skeptical at first, I have decided that this phone is something that I would only leave for the BlackBerry Q10 in white.